Good evening and welcome to KQED Newsroom. I'm Thuy Vu. After knocking off the Kansas City Royals in Game 7 of the World Series, the San Francisco Giants are the talk of the town. Friday's parade was a sea of black and orange as fans packed Market Street cheering a team that defied the odds to capture their third championship in 5 years.
Oh, I love them all. I love Buster. I love Hunter. I just love all their personalities.
You're talking about winning.
It's been an amazing journey for a club that many counted out after injuries, and a nasty losing streak left them struggling during the summer. Scott Schaefer spoke with KNBR pre- and post-game Giants baseball host Marty Lurie about this group of warriors and what's next for them.
Marty Lurie, welcome.
Thank you.
What an incredible October for the Giants and their fans. You were at the parade today. You were in the parade today. What is it about this team and its connection with the people who live in San Francisco and the Bay Area?
Well, in a way, it's sort of an underdog team. No one gives them much credit. They win 2 World Series, and no one picks them to win this World Series. It's a real team of teamwork. They pull together. And as I say, it's 25 people, 25 stories. We like that in Northern California. We're an area that works together. We try to work together. We know how to do things in Northern California, and I think this team works that way.
Somebody said that they play for the name on the front of the shirt, not the name on the back, which I think is really a nice way to say it.
Yeah, there's no I in team,
Yeah.
as they like to say.
Yeah.
You know, it's a team.
Yeah. So a lot was said about Madison Bumgarner, of course. Just incredible performance for the ages. He's 4-0 in World Series games, .025 ERA. What's his future? What's his potential?
Well, number one, the records he set as a World Series pitcher go back to Koufax and Gibson and Christy Mathewson and people like that. So it puts you into some perspective of who he is today. If he stays healthy, he is a potential Hall of Fame pitcher. He's another Carl Hubble. He's another Juan Marichal. In today's world, you don't get 40 starts a year. So winning-wise, if he wins 220, 230 games, he could be a Hall of Famer because he's already aced the black ink test, which is he is a postseason hero.
Yeah. I wonder what you think of this. You know, he played so much in part because the other pitchers, Peavy, Hudson, Lincecum, Vogelsong, weren't really up to the task. Is there a way in which he papers over some of the problems that the team faces going forward?
Well, in some way, but they know that. They know that they have an older pitching staff, an older rotation that has to be worked on next year. But keep in mind, he can still only pitch once every 4th day, and that's what he can do. So you have to get the other people pitching. They were fortunate in the playoffs that they never had to go back to the other two in a playoff. Now, in the World Series, they did. They had to go back to Peavy and Hudson, but Bumgarner saved them in the 7th game. They know they've got some work to do in the pitching staff next year.
This is also a story this season of rookies. I mean, this is not the team that started the season.
No.
Joe Panik, Andrew Susac, and they were homegrown guys. They came from the farm team, right?
Yeah.
How does that differ from other teams like, say, the Dodgers?
Well, they invest in the farm system, and when they get a number 1 pick, you can look at Matt Cain, you can look at Bumgarner, you can look at Posey. They are number 1 picks, and they make it. Brandon Belt was a draft pick as well. Matt Duffy came up from Double-A, and he knows how to play the game. He's a baseball player.
And a runner.
Look, he could score from second on a wild pitch, which is pretty good. And he got a good big pinch hit, too, to bring him back. But the one is Joe Panik. He made one of the plays in the World Series that may be one of the greatest defensive double plays ever started in a World Series. He came up, he hit 300. He is, as I say, a baseball player, number 1 pick out of St. John's. They get them ready in the minor leagues to play baseball under the big lights, and they come through.
Yeah, there were so many tremendous moments in this season and the postseason. I mean, Ishikawa's home run, another guy who was a cast-off cut, thinking of leaving baseball. But this is also, going forward now, there are a lot of free agents on this team. Number 1, of course, the Panda, Pablo Sandoval, the third baseman. What do you think is going to happen? What's it going to take to keep him? And will the Giants try?
It's a really tough question. 2 months ago, probably he'd be gone. Now that they've won a World Series and he's one of the greatest World Series hitters in history, there's a real push to keep him. The market will tell the story, Scott. And what happens when the big boys want a player, it's the Dodgers, it's the Red Sox, it's the Cubs, it's the Yankees, they generally outbid you. And I think for a team like the Giants, they will have a mark for Panda, probably $90 million or so, and we'll have to see what the market does. But they're prepared to have to deal with this. They know what his market's going to be.
Is there a sentimental connection that keeps players in a city because they're willing to give up some money? Absolutely.
Today, I mean, seeing him at the parade and seeing him on the stage, and Mayor Ed Lee saying, "Stay here, Panda," and he's waving to the crowd. He is a beautiful connection to San Francisco, but money talks in baseball. The union has a big part of that, and they generally go where the most money is. Now, if it's only a couple of $1 million, they may stay. But if it's 30 million, they're going to go where the money is.
They got 3 rings in 5 years. Yes. You've got 3 rings in 5 years. We took a picture of that ring earlier. That's a heavy, heavy ring.
It is. It's heavy in many ways. It's a testament to me. It was an honor from the Giants to get it for my love of baseball for my whole life. And I get it because of the fans and being on the radio and how they respond. But it is the symbol of the supremacy of your year in baseball. As I always say, when you win a World Series, you have a new member of the family. 2014 will be a member of our Giants family and our personal family forever.
You know, the odds makers are already looking to 2015, and who's the favorite? The Dodgers.
Right.
This is a team that doesn't look as good on paper as they do on the field.
This time of year, they look for pitchers and teams that are sort of complete. And they look at the Nationals with their great pitching staff and the Dodgers with all their stars. So it's a team right now that'll go 100 miles an hour. The Giants may be going 80 and maybe need a pit stop. But when it's all said and done, the best team wins.
That's right. Well, Marty, Lurie, thanks so much. How many days till spring training?
Well, about 172, I think.
All right. Thanks so much.
Pleasure.